So, Shabbat Shalom, everybody.
Shabbat Shalom.
We're blessed that y'all are here. It is a beautiful morning. As you've heard, we need to ask you while you're out there to keep your masks on and over your noses, please. When you come up here, if you have an honor today, you can remove your mask for the purpose of being able to speak, because we will hear you much better that way. But we want you to enjoy being here. This morning, we're going to be reading from Mishkan Tefillah. It's the blue book that you'll find in front of you, or if you're in a front row, it's underneath you, okay? Zach will be leading most of our worship service with Cantor this morning, and he'll give you some instructions of how to participate. Cantor will give you some instructions on how to participate, and we really want you to participate, okay? The neat thing about the Jewish service is that half of it is led up here, and half of it really works because of y'all. So, are you ready?
Yep.
Are you sure?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you're at the plate, okay? And would you want to call Nana up, or you want me to call Nana up? Nana and your grandparents to give you your talit.
You call them up.
You want me to call your grandparents up? Okay. Dave and Brenda, come on up. Call your grandparents up.
Nana and Papa, please come up.
Zachary. Oh, wait a minute. Now I can de-mask. Pop-Up and I are so honored to present you with your talit. Can you hold it for me? Okay. The fringes of this talit, called the tzitzit, they remind us of our connection to God, and they represent a visual reminder of the commandments that we are expected to fulfill. So you better be doing it. I hope that when you put this talit on, you feel as if the arms of Mom, Dad, Alexa, Pop-Up, and me are all wrapped around you in everlasting love and support. We love you so much, and we are very proud of you. And now, as we put on your talit, yes, I was getting to that, Rabbi. You will say the special blessing.
Baruch atah Adonai, Ahinu melech haolam, asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lahadlik ner lahi atef bat tzitzi.
Yeah, we don't want to light it on fire. Okay? Yeah.
This way?
And this is a first. You are the first young man I've had to ask to do the ceremonial hair flip. So your hair's outside the talit. Okay.
Okay, go to
Okay.
it.
Have them both again? Okay. Thank you, guys. Mazal tov. Okay. I hate wearing glasses and using a mask. So, now you're really ready. Cantor, where are we beginning?
Okay, well, so we're beginning on page 290. We would like to remind you to please turn off your electronic devices
Say Shabbat Shalom to all of them.
and not to use them during our Shabbat worship today. This service is being recorded, and the family just wants everyone here to be present. Our opening prayer is on page 290, Matovu, and same thing I did at Alexa's bat mitzvah, if you remember, but let's practice. So I'll say it, you say it. Matovu,
Matovu,
Ohalecha,
Ohalecha,
Yaakov,
Yaakov,
Mishkenotecha,
Mishkenotecha,
Yisrael.
Yisrael.
And it means, how fair your tents, O Jacob, your dwellings, O Israel. The prayer book goes from right to left, and the Hebrew where you participate is usually in the top right-hand corner, and the translation is underneath, and the transliteration if you don't yet know Hebrew. But I'm very optimistic it's going to happen. So here's how it goes. Barbara's going to start us off. So here we go. Ma tovu, ohalecha Yaakov, ohalecha Yaakov, mishkenotecha Yisrael. Together. Together.
Continue on page 291. Blessed are you, Adonai our God, sovereign of the universe. With divine wisdom you have made our bodies, combining veins, arteries, and vital organs into a finely balanced network. Wondrous maker and sustainer of life, we were one of them to fail. How well we are aware we should lack the strength to sustain life before you. Blessed are you, Adonai, source of our health and strength.
Baruch atah Adonai, rofei chol basar, umafli la'asot.
Please turn to page 292.
On the top of 292, we will sing these words together. We're going to say them again. Elohai.
Elohai,
Rabbi, you're the best one. All right?
I
Everybody be
practice.
like a rabbi. Elohai.
Elohai,
Neshama.
Neshama.
Shenatata bi.
Shenatata bi,
Tahorahi.
Tahorahi.
Which means the soul that you have given me, O God, is pure. So here's how it goes. Elohai, Elohai, Neshama. Everyone try that. Elohai, Elohai, Neshama. Shenatata bi. Everyone try that. Shenatata bi. Then it's a descending scale. Tehorahi. Tehora. Tehorahi. You sound great. Let's sing it all together. Elohai, Elohai, Neshama. Shenatata bi. Tehorahi.
We follow on page 293. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lachsek vina lahaven ben yom uven laila.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam pokei achivrim.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam matir asurim.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam sokif kifufim.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam roka haaretz al hamayim.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamichim mitzagadei gaver.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam malbish arumim.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hanutin laya'if koach.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Hami avir shenai me'enai, unumaf me'afapai.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, she'asani B'Tselem Elohim.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, she'asani ben chorin.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, she'asani Yisrael.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, Ozir Yisrael b'gvura.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, Otir Yisrael b'tifura.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, Asher kidshan v'mitotav, v'tivanu l'sok b'divrei Torah.
Amen.
Please turn to page 301. Baruch she'emar v'haya ha'olam, Baruch hu, Baruch osech v'reshit, Baruch omer v'osech, Baruch gozer kayim, Baruch merachim al haaretz, Baruch merachim al habriot, Baruch meshalem sechar tov lireyav, Baruch chalad kayim la natzech, Baruch bodech matzil, Baruch shemo. Blessed is the one who spoke and the world came to be. Blessed is the one who continually alters creations. Blessed is the one whose world is deed. Blessed is the one who decrees and fulfills. Blessed is the one who is compassionate towards the world. Blessed is the one who is compassionate towards all creatures. Blessed is one who rewards the reverent. Blessed is the one who exists for all time, ever enduring. Blessed is the one who redeems and saves. Blessed is God's name. With songs of praise, we extol you and proclaim your sovereignty, for you are the source of life in the universe. One God, life of the universe, praised and glorious ruler. Your name is eternal. Blessed are you, Adonai, sovereign, who is glorified through praise. Baruch atah Adonai, melech haolam batish v'hat. Please rise and turn to page 312.
Yitgadal, Yitgadal, Shemei Rabba. V'yamad yivrach yirutei, v'yamlich malchutei. V'chayachori v'chayachayeni kol ben Yisrael. V'hagal aris malkarim, v'yimeru, Amen. Yehi Shemei Rabba mevarach, le'olam u'levi almayach, yitbarach. Yiparach v'ishtabach v'yitba'ar v'yitramam v'yitnasei, v'yithadar v'yitale v'yithalal, Shemei l'kudisha, le'ena mikol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, v'amira me'ad lema, v'yimeru, Amen.
We follow on page 313. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach, Baruch Adonai HaMevorach, Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu, Melech HaOlam, Yotzer Or Uvrei HaHosach, Oseh Shalom Uvrei Et HaKol, Hami'ir La'aretz, V'Ladarim Alecha Barachmim, Uvtuvo Mikadesh B'chol Yom Tamid, Me'esai V'Reshit, Ma Rabu Me'esecha, Adonai, Kulam B'chachma Asita, Mal Ha'aretz Kinyanecha, Titbarach, Adonai Eloheinu, Al Shevach Me'esai Yadecha, Ve'al Murai Or Shiasita, Yeferucha Selah, Or Kadesh Al Sion Ta'ir, V'Yiznekeh Chalanu Me'er La'oro, Baruch Atah Adonai, Yotzer HaMorot. Please turn the page. Please read with me. The world is sunlight, restoring the soul, rejoicing the heart, bringing light to the eyes. More welcome than gold, a Torah from heaven. I have no light to give the morning. My Torah, my special human gift, is words. As I bring my words forth from silence, welcome them. you who redeems the sun from darkness. Baruch atah Adonai, Yotzer Hamorot. Please turn to page 317. Please read responsively. O God, inspiration and guide for all, you have spoken in 1,000 tongues for us to hear. In every land and every age, your children have heard you and imagined you in separate ways. And yet, O God, you are one, unfear of humanity.
We give thanks for the sages and teachers who bring us understanding of your will. Gratefully we recall the lawgivers and prophets, the psalmists and sages of Israel. And joyfully we remember that from the dawn of Israel's life, we would turn to you and find purpose.
May the teachings of our ancestors live on in our minds, and their passion for righteousness stir our hearts. Help us to live so that our daily conduct reveals the beauty and wisdom of your truth. Baruch atah Adonai, habocher b'mo Yisrael b'hava. We continue on the next page. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed. Please be seated. We continue on page 319. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'v'kol nafshecha u'v'kol me'odecha v'chayu hadvarim ha'elech asher anochi mitzavecha hayom alevalecha v'shinatam levanecha v'divatam bam b'pshitacha b'veitecha uv'lektecha v'derech u'shafbecha uv'kumecha u'shartam le'ot al yadecha v'chayu l'tofot b'neinecha u'tavtamam al mezuzot beitecha u'visharecha L'man tizkaru v'yisayem et kol mitzovetai v'hetem kadashim le'elohechem Anini Adonai Elohechem Asher hatziti etkem me'eretz Mitzrayim v'hoti lachem le'Elohim Ani Adonai Elohechem. Please turn to page 321. Please read with me. Sing the song of men and women, joined in understanding and respect, the song of God's miracles and earth protected, cherished, a gift for our children and the generations to come, the song of a land once ravished by war, now quiet and content, her soldiers home to leave no more, the song of a world redeemed, the song of peace. Please turn to page 322.
Mi chamacha ba'elim Adonai, mi chamacha nedar b'kodesh, nora tehilot oseh shira chadasha shibehu geudim leshimcha safat hayam yahad gulam odu ata Adonai Gal Yisrael.
So, how many of you have learned something important from parents, coaches, older siblings, older pets? Anybody? Yeah. Now, where do you think they got that? From parents, coaches, older siblings, and older pets, right? And so that's how we learn, and that's how we know that this is something important to pass on, because we got it, and we're going to make sure that the next generation gets it, albeit with our takes and our traditions. Every one of us brings ourselves into the mix. And so information, techniques, batting styles, slap shots, have I missed anything?
No, that's it.
Hanging 10, right? Okay.
Isn't that surfing?
Yeah, he does
Okay,
that too.
good. I got-
Yeah, very good.
Challenged over
So
here.
all of the things that we know, we bring ourselves into it, and so it looks a little bit different when we do it, and so we have something a little bit new to pass on to those that we teach. And so that's really what prayer is about, is taking the stuff that we get, doing something really good with it, and making sure that we add to it as we continue and pass it on. And so this next part of the service is all about remembering the folks that have come before us and committing to doing good work now so that the people who come after us have learned from our example. Fair? So with that, I'm going to ask that we stand. We're on page 323.
Adonai sefataytita ufi hagithilateka. Adonai, open my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch ata Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avotinu v'Imateinu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzhak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hadara, Elion, Gomer Chassidim Tovim, V'konei Hakol, V'zoher Chasdei Avot V'Imahot, V'Viguna Nivnei V'neihem, L'man Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer Moshe Magen, Baruch ata Adonai, Magen Avraham ve'ezrat Sarah. Ata gibor le'olam Adonai, Michei kol ata, Rav le'Hoshia, Mashir haruach u'morir haGashem. Mechakel chayim bechesed, Mechayeh hakol berachamim rabim, Samech noflim ve'ofei holim, Umatir asurim, umekayim lemunato lishenei afar. Michamocha ba'al gevurot, umidam melach, melech mimit umechayeh, umatzmiach yeshua, v'neman ata l'hachayot hakol, Baruch ata Adonai, Mechayeh hakol. We continue in the middle of page 326 with a prayer of holiness, of sanctification. And the word holy is repeated 3 times in the Hebrew. And for that, some of us, it's our custom to rise up 3 times on that word, holier, in practice. Nekadesh et Shimcha ba'olam, Keshem shimachti Shimo b'shmei Maron, Kakatuv al yad nevi'echa, V'kra zeh zeh ve'amar, Kadosh, 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 Adonai Tzevaot, Melech haaretz yevodo. Adir anirinu Adonai, Adonai namadeshi Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh.
Please be seated. The people of Israel shall keep Shabbat, observing Shabbat throughout the ages as a covenant for all time. It is a sign for all time between me and the people of Israel. For in 6 days Adonai made heaven and earth, and on the seventh day God ceased from work and was refreshed.
We are on the top of page 329 with our prayer of rejoicing, Yismachu, and if you want, you can clap along with the tambourine. Yavram Mamai, Shabbat, Shabbat, Yavram Mamai, Shabbat, Shabbat, Yavram Mamai, Shabbat, 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 Yismechu v'malachutecha, Yismechu v'malachutecha, Shomrei Shabbat, Shomrei Shabbat, V'korei Oneg Oneg Shabbat, Shomrei Shabbat, Shomrei Shabbat, V'korei Oneg Oneg Shabbat. V'kodesh Shvi Shabbat Shabbat, V'kodesh Shvi Shabbat Shabbat, Kulam yismehu ve'yitachu mituvecha Shabbat, Shabbat, Yavram Mamai, Shabbat, Shabbat, Yavram Mamai, Shabbat, Shabbat, Yavram Mamai, Shabbat, 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 Yismechu, Yismechu v'malachutecha, Yismechu, Yismechu v'malachutecha, Shomrei Shabbat, Shomrei Shabbat, V'korei Oneg Oneg Shabbat, Shomrei Shabbat, Shomrei Shabbat, V'korei Oneg Oneg Shabbat. V'hashvi atzita bo Shabbat, Shabbat, atzita bo v'kiddushto Shabbat, Shabbat, Edat Yamim oto karata, Zecher lema'aseh v'reshit Shabbat, Yavram Mamai, Shabbat, Shabbat, Yavram Mamai, Shabbat, Shabbat, Yavram Mamai, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat.
Do you want to ask them, or do you want me to ask them?
You ask them.
Oh, you serious? Okay. So we're going to be on page 332. I'm going to ask your parents to come up. And you'll notice after each paragraph, there's three Hebrew words, modim, anach, nulach, which you're in charge of, right? But you're going to move over here, let them have the front stage. Those words literally mean, God, we give you thanks for all the blessings that are included in the text, okay?
Yeah, you can
Yeah.
hop up there.
Okay, so tall. Okay. For the expanding grandeur of creation, worlds known and unknown, galaxies beyond galaxies, filling us with awe and challenging our imaginations.
Modim anach nulach.
For this fragile planet Earth, its times and tides, its sunsets and seasons.
Modim anach nulach.
For the joy of human life, its wonders and surprises, its hopes and achievements.
Modim anach nulach.
For human community and common past and future hope, our oneness transcending all separation, our capacity to work for peace and justice in the midst of hostility and oppression.
Modim anach nulach.
For high hopes and noble causes, for faith without fanaticism, for understanding of views not shared.
Modim anach nulach.
For all who have labored and suffered for a fairer world, who have lived so that others might live in dignity and freedom.
Modim anach nulach.
For human liberties and sacred rights, for opportunities to change and grow, to affirm and choose.
Modim anach nulach.
We pray that we may live not by our fears, but by our hopes, and not by our words, but by our deeds.
Baruch atah Adonai, atov shimcha u'chai le'el. So hug him. Pretend you love him. Hold on.
Okay. We good?
So we're going to turn the page and we're going to pray for peace.
Sim shalom, tova u'bracha, ein v'chesed v'rachamim aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol Yisrael ha'amecha, barcheinu yotzreinu kulanu ke'ad, ve'or panecha, kivor panecha natanta lanu, Adonai Eloheinu. On the top, Sim Shalom, Tova U'bracha, Hein V'chesed v'rachamim aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol Yisrael ha'amecha, Torat chayim ve'ahava chesed, ve'ahavat chesed, u'tzedakah u'bracha ve'rachamim, ve'chayim v'shalom. All together. Sim shalom, tova u'bracha, hein v'chesed v'rachamim aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol Yisrael ha'amecha, v'tov b'einecha levarich emcha Yisrael, v'volit v'chol shah b'shlomecha. Everyone. Sim shalom, tova u'bracha, hein v'chesed v'rachamim aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol Yisrael ha'amecha.
We are on page 336 at the bottom.
I need strength, humility, courage, patience, strength to control my passions, humility to access my own worth, courage to rise above defeats, patience to cleanse myself of imperfections, and wisdom to learn and live by our sacred teachings. Let me not be discouraged by my failings. Let me take heart from all that is good and noble in my character. Keep me from falling victim to cynicism. Teach me sincerity and enthusiasm. Endue me with perception and courage, that I may serve others with compassion and love.
So if you've been reading the English through the service, most everything is we, God with us, and it's a we thing. At this point, we turn privately and we get to think about what each of us individually need from each other, from ourselves, from God to do the work of healing the world. So take a few moments, please, privately and reflect on how you can fill the breach. Okay, I'm not giving you a choice. You get to ask them to rise.
Please rise.
Good. So we're about to start the Torah service, and I'm going to ask that the Satanko family come on up because they're going to open the ark for us.
Ein kamocha Elohim Adonai ve'ein ken ma'asecha malchutecha malchut kol olamim u'memshaltecha b'chol dor v'dor Adonai melech Adonai malach Adonai yimloch le'olam ba'id Adonai oz le'amo yitid Adonai yivarek et amav ha'shalom El ha'rachamim eitiv ha'virtzonecha et Zion Dini komot Yerushalayim Kivecha levad batachnu Melech Eram v'nisa Adon olamim
Okay, you two need to face there. You're facing. Okay. And you have to hold the microphone up.
Yes. Ready?
All right.
You want to
Zach, doing a good job.
Good. Hold it up real close.
Our family is deeply rooted in this temple. We've been members for over 40 years. 35 years ago, way back in 1986, I stood in this beam at my bar mitzvah. And to see you standing here today, just as Alexa did 3 years ago, is more meaningful to our family than you could imagine.
Zach, there are several words that come to my mind when thinking of you and your talents. Determined, creative, hardworking, athletic, energetic, funny, and fearless. First and foremost, athletic comes to mind. Your father and I discovered your athleticism at a very early age. At barely 3 years old, with the help of Eric, our neighbor, you were determined to ride that two-wheeler bike, and sure enough, you did. You were barely able to form full sentences at that point. But there you were, zipping down Norma Avenue on Eric's mini bike. You mastered the mini bike, and then you wanted to take the training wheels off of your bike. So I went inside to call Daddy to ask him how to do this. By the time I got back in the garage, there you were, you found a wrench all on your own, and were taking those wheels off by yourself. Okay, so we get the wheels off, and then off you go. He just took off. So I go back inside, and I took a video, and I sent it to Daddy at work. And I said, look, he's doing it. And he goes, how did you teach him? I said, well, I didn't. He just got on, and he went. You were unstoppable, and you still are. When you get an idea in your head, you go full speed ahead, and you make it happen.
Zach, you're a builder, a problem solver, and an engineer. Just a couple of years after you learned how to ride a bike, you wanted to build a ramp. Instead of waiting for me to build one for you on the weekend, while I was at work, you went into my workshop, found some boards, screws, and power tools, and literally built a stable ramp all on your own. I couldn't believe it. At 10 years old, you spent time with me in the back of this temple and helped me build the garden fence. Even in the dead of winter when it was 25 degrees outside, you were out there with me, standing on a ladder with a screw gun in hand, building the fence. You know more about power tools and the principles of building than most people twice your age. Pretty big font there.
I know, I need a big font. Okay, creativity. Okay, your creativity is seen in everything you do, whether it be designing a baseball diamond out of painter's tape on our driveway, creating booby traps in your room to open and close your door from your top bunk bed, or corking wiffle ball bats with different materials to make the ball go farther. You always know how to make something from nothing. We often hear random banging and clanking from all different rooms in our home, including the garage and the workshop. And Daddy, Alexa, and I just look at each other and we say, oh my goodness, what is he up to now? You're a hard worker. You set high personal and academic goals for yourself. Every day you can be found outside, no matter what the weather is, working on your craft. You're either perfecting your swing and hitting off the tee, casting your fishing pole. There's actually a lure stuck in the telephone pole lines across the street from our house from you. And stick handling on the driveway or shooting pucks into your hockey net. The 150 puck marks and holes in our garage walls and our garage doors are proof. When you put your mind to something, you take it to the next level.
Zach, you're fearless. Whether it's sliding headfirst into second base, bombing down a mountain on skis, a snowboard, or a mountain bike, or checking a kid twice your size in hockey, you just do it. At 9 years old, Cousin Joe and I took you and Sadie on your first backpacking trip in the Appalachian Mountains. You weren't worried about being out in the middle of the woods and completely away from civilization, scared of the dark, or bears attacking you in the middle of the night. Your only concern was that we brought enough hot dogs, freeze-dried chili mac, and marshmallows.
Zach loves food. Oh, sorry.
You're also funny, Zach. A few years ago during a Friday night travel baseball game under the lights, you came into the stands, which were completely crowded, in between innings. In front of the entire crowd in the bleachers, you took the cup out of your pants, held it high in the air, and yelled, "Mom, this cup is too small."
Yep. Sure it is. Life with you, Zach, is an adventure. You keep us on our toes during the day, but even more so during the night. Anyone who's had a sleepover with you can vouch for that. We may find you walking around, talking, screaming gibberish, or even hanging out of your window. Literally, we found him. I saved his life. He was hanging out of the window. No idea he was doing it. We have alarms on all the windows now upstairs, so we're safe.
Zach, your mother and I are blessed. We spent the past 13 years watching you grow to an amazing young Jewish man, and today is a huge milestone for you, your bar mitzvah. We are so proud of the time and effort you put into everything preparing for this day.
Just the other night, you came downstairs to show us your hockey stick that you had just retaped. You showed us the blade and the handle and how you wrote your number 32 on it with a Sharpie. Then you told us that all the other kids put a cross on their stick. So instead, you drew a Jewish star. We love that you did this. This came 100% from you. It shows that you are very proud of your faith. May this star and the star you proudly wear around your neck shield you, protect you, and motivate you to be the best you can be.
Zach, we're looking forward to watching you continue to grow as a young adult, pursue new ventures, and address new challenges in your life. Whether you pursue a path to become a professional athlete, a mechanical engineer, a stunt driver, or have you stated, a stay-at-home dad, we're here to support you with everything you choose in life. Remember in the words of Babe Ruth, never let the fear of striking out get in your way. Always believe in yourself and follow your dreams.
We love you with all our hearts.
So let's continue with Shema, and then you're going to get to read from this. Okay?
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Kadosh Shemo, Lecha Adonai Hagedura, Hagevura, Atiferet, V'Hanetzach V'Hahor, Ki Chol B'Shamayim U'Va'aretz, Ki Chol B'Shamayim U'Va'aretz, Lecha Adonai Ha'malacha, Ha'minasi,
Please be seated. Are you already doing that? Very good. Cantor, you're one step ahead.
Oh, you just noticed? but I do need something that I don't have. For our first aliyah, we call up your aunt, Tamara Tuller. I am too. Here, hang on. There you go. Okay.
Baruch et Adonai Hamvarach.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach Leolam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher ba'harbanu mikol ha'amim, v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten ha'torah.
Amen. Stay right there. There you go.
Bereshit bara Elohim et hashamayim ve'et haaretz v'charetz haytatahu vavohu v'chosech apnei techom v'ruach Elohim merachefet apnei hamayim vayomer Elohim yehi or vahi or.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torat emet, v'chayei olam nata b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten ha'torah.
Amen. Give me a hug.
By the way, we are reading from creation, the very beginning verses of the Torah. So you get to start us all over again, okay? You don't have to start all over. You've already done the first one, okay? But in the red plowed commentary, it's
I think it's page 18.
Okay, so if you want to follow along in the English.
It's
Okay.
Genesis 1, and he just started with line 1.
So he's at verse,
We're now at verse 4.
Right.
And we call up the Sugarman family for the second blessing.
Baruch et Adonai Hamvarach.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach Leolam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher b'harbanu mikol ha'amim, v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten ha'torah.
Amen.
Vayar Elohim et haor kitov vayavdel Elohim bein haor uvein hachosech vayikra Elohim laor yom v'lachosech karach laila v'hi erev v'hi voker yom echad.
Okay. Go ahead, come back.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torah emet, v'chayei olam nata b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten ha'torah.
Amen.
We now call up Stacy and Richard Bernstein. Okay. See where to go, here or here. Baruch.
Baruch et Adonai Hamvarach.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach Leolam Va'ed.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu.
Wait, we're here, sorry. Repeat this line.
Baruch Adonai
Barak
Hambarak
le'olam va'ed.
Baruch Atah Adonai
Eloheinu melech haolam.
Asher
B'charanu mikol ha'amim.
v'natan
Lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Vayomer Elohim, Yehi Rakia, B'tach hamayim, V'hi mavdil, Ein mayim l'mayim, Ve'as Elohim, Et harakia, Ve'avdel, Bein mayim asher, Metachat l'rakia, Uvein hamayim asher me'al, l'rakia, V'hi kein, Vayikra Elohim, La Rakia Shemayim Vehi Erev Vehi Voker Yom Sheni.
Here we go now. The one after, no repeating.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Asher natan lanu Torah emet. V'chayei olam natat b'tohenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Show him some love.
And now we call up your sister Alexa for the fourth Aliyah. Feels like it was just your bat mitzvah.
It's just yesterday, wasn't it?
Okay. Alexa, take your tali. Okay. Touch it here.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach.
Baruch Adonai Hambarach Leolam Va'ed.
Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Asher bahar banu mikol ha'amim. V'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch Atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Vayomer Elohim Yikavu hamayim Mitachat hashamayim Al mekom echad V'tirae tayabasha V'hi kein Vayikra Elohim Layabasha eretz Al mekom hamayim karach yamim Vayar Elohim ki tov.
Okay, Alexa, touch that spot. Go ahead.
Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Asher natan lanu Torah emet. V'hayei olam natan b'tohenu. Baruch Atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
So maybe, there you go. Okay, great job. And, okay, right? Okay, and for our Aliyah, we call up your parents, Meryl and Brett. And for our reader, we call up your Nana, Brenda.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach.
Baruch Adonai Hambarach Leolam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim. V'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
That's it, okay.
Vayomer Elohim Tadshe Haaretz Desha. Esav Mazria Zera. Eitz Peri. Osa Peri Limino. Asher Zarovo Al Haaretz Vayehi Chen. V'tote Haaretz Desha. Esav Mazria Zera Liminehu. V'eitz Osa Peri. Asher Zarovo Liminehu. Vayar Elohim Kitov. Vayehi Erev. Vayehi Voker Yom Shlishi.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Asher natan lanu Torah emet. V'chayei olam notan b'tohenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Great job, everyone.
You guys stay up with this.
Okay. And now we call up Zach to the Torah for his aliyah, his bar mitzvah. Yamod, Yamod, Yamod habar mitzvah, Zalman ben Miriam v'Betzalel, habar mitzvah chazak.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorach.
Baruch Adonai Ambarach Leolam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorach Leolam Va'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech Haolam Asher Bahar Banu Mikol Ha'amim V'natan Lanu Et Torato. Baruch Atah Adonai Noten HaTorah.
Amen.
Vayomer Elohim Yehi Mavdio.
Okay.
So Vayomer Elohim Yehi Me'orot Berkiyah Hashemayim Lehavdil Bein Hayom Uvein Halayla V'chi Le'otot Ol Me'odin Ulamim Vishanim V'chi Lem'orot Berkiyah Hashemayim Lehi Or Al Haaretz Vahi Chen.
Terrific. Okay, take your time.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet v'chayei olam natach b'teichenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Okay, I need to get in there.
Yep, here we go. I'm gonna move this, all right? Okay, I guess I will.
Please rise.
V'zot ha'Torah asher sam Moshe lifnei bnei Yisrael al pi Adonai b'yad Moshe. V'zot ha'Torah asher sam Moshe lifnei bnei Yisrael al pi Adonai b'yad Moshe. Lai 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 We're on page 371 in your blue prayer book.
We are?
We are or not? We aren't?
Mr. Baruch? Is that?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
We are on page 370.
Okay.
Okay, good. All right. I mean, we've only been doing this for 8 years. We can't remember.
Okay. You know, the words that have been handed to us for thousands of years help us figure out how to take care of each other, right? You're about to teach us in a little bit how to do that, right? So at this point, after we've read the Torah, we should turn our thoughts to those people who are not able to fully live their lives. People who are suffering from the hands of inhumanity, from nature, people who are suffering from illnesses and injuries, who don't have access to the healing forces that will bring them back into their full lives. And so we become those instruments of healing. Sometimes we can affect them physically and sometimes spiritually, emotionally, but each of us can do something to bring someone into a better place. Members of our congregation and our immediate communal friends, family, We're thinking of Rabbi Robert Orrock, James Appio, Vicki Bernstein, Ben Olshan, Michael Marks, Scott Kline, Helene Rothman, Bobby Goldstein, and Lois Wilkes. And if there's other people that you're thinking about that need prayer, please share their names with us. Baruch atah Adonai Rofeh HaCholim. God, please make us instruments of healing.
We join together on page 371.
Not yet. After your turn.
Misha Beirach Avotenu Mikor HaBracha Deimotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Misha Beirach Imotenu Mikor HaBracha Deimotenu. Bless those in need of healing with Refuah Shalema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
Please be seated. So what's going to follow next is a reading from the prophets, specifically the prophet Isaiah, tied to the creation story. And the words that you're going to be chanting in Hebrew talk of the prophet telling us how active God is in not just creation of the world, but in our everyday recreation of the world as we go about creating relationships, fixing relationships, and the environment, especially the oceans. Oh, I'm getting ahead of myself, aren't I? So here, you need this.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar b'nviim tovim v'ratza v'divreihem hanemarim be'emet. Baruch atah Adonai habocher b'torah uv'mishoavto uv'Yisrael amo uv'nviei ha'emet v'tzadek.
Amen.
Shiru la'Adonai, Shir Chadesh, Tilakto miksei ha'aretz, Yordei hayom umlo, Iyim veyoshvehem, Yeshu midabar ve'arav, Chatzarim teshev kedar, Yornu yoshevei salech, Merosh harim yitzavechu, Yashimu la'Adonai kavod, Ol tilato be'yim yigadu, Adonai kagiber yetzei, Keyish melchamot Yair kinach Yariach af yatzriach al oivav ikaber. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Tzor kol ha'amim Sadik b'chol hadorot Ha'er ha'ne'eman Ha'mo'er ve'osech Hamdaber imkayim Shekol devarav emet v'tzadek al haTorah ve'al havodah ve'al hanviim ve'al yom haShabbat hane'eh shenatata lanu Adonai Eloheinu l'kushal v'muchad l'chavod ol taferet al hakol Adonai Eloheinu anochim modim lach u'mvrachim otach yitbarach shimcha befi kol chad tamid le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai mikadesh haShabbat.
Amen.
You can tell us again.
Please rise.
It's kaimi lamachazikima beton mecheha meushar derachega mechenom v'chol netivoteha
In terms I know you will understand, you are rounding third and heading for home. Okay, trivia question. Whose line is that?
Well, you just said it.
The youngest person ever to pitch in the major leagues, then became a, what do they call the guys who report the games? Announcer, commentators, yeah, for the Reds, for the rest of his life. Joe Nuxall. Now, when you get that right on Jeopardy and you win lots of money, I expect a hefty donation. Okay? You ready?
Yep. This past summer, my baseball team and I went to Cooperstown, New York to play in a baseball tournament. My team and I were really looking forward to playing in this tournament because it is a special tournament for 12-year-old teams. My team has played a lot of tournaments, so we know how the games usually go. During our first game, I was so excited because the condition in the field was so nice. The dirt appeared to be raked perfectly smooth, and the green grass was cut flat with no bumps. During my first at-bat, I got walked. When I got to first base, I took my lead and got the steal sign from my coach. I thought to myself that this steal was going to be easy because I had done this a lot. Once I saw the pitcher lift up his leg, I started to sprint, and then I slid headfirst into second base. I thought this was going to be the perfect slide. As I was approaching the bag, my foot got stuck in a divot. I stretched out my arms, reaching for the bag as I face planted into the dirt. My legs swung up over my head, and I looked like a scorpion. My face was covered in dirt, and I couldn't see or move. My coaches came running out and helped me up. As I walked back to the dugout, I was so confused. What just happened? Stealing bases is easy and natural. I do it all the time, but this time was different. This one hurt. It didn't go as planned. Sometimes in life this happens. This week's Torah portion tells the story of creation. God created our world in 6 days and took the seventh day to rest. And even this didn't go as planned. After each day of creation, God reflected on the day's work and said, "This is good." On the fifth day, God created ocean life and said, "This is good." On the sixth day, God created human life, but yet God didn't say this is good. Why, you may be wondering? Perhaps because God knew that humans can do both good and harm. Fast forward thousands of years, and ocean life is not so blessed anymore. Animals are endangered, and plastic pollutes our oceans. Litter covers our shores. How did this happen? Because of humans. Another one of God's creations. How could one of God's creations ruin another? Maybe this didn't go as God had planned, just like my slide into second base. Oh, and by the way, I was safe. Each of God's creations are equally important. We must remember to respect each creation and work together to make the world a better place. I am passionate about the ocean and marine life. I love fishing and spending days surfing and skimboarding at local beaches. Each summer, there seems to be more and more pollution on the beach. This pollution was caused by people not being responsible with their garbage. For my Bar Mitzvah project, I am partnering with Clean Ocean Action, and I am participating in a beach sweep on October 23rd, and would love for all of you to join me. Together, we can make a difference to keep our oceans clean. We have a responsibility to make the world a better place. Thank you all for coming to my Bar Mitzvah. Today, I'm starting my role as a Jewish man, but even this didn't go as planned, because come Monday, I'm back to being a kid in middle school. I'd like to thank Cantor, Clissold, and Rabbi Kline for teaching me everything that I need to know for today. You were always kind and patient while teaching me things that I didn't understand. Thank you, Alexa, for supporting me and helping me learn the prayers. Thank you, Nana, for reading in Aliyah. And most of all, I'd like to thank my mom and dad for being the best parents ever. Thanks for always encouraging me and believing in me. Thank you to all my family and friends for coming today. I hope you were able to join me and my family at the beach cleanup later this month.
And there are flyers at the door so that you can register for doing that, right?
Yep.
And if they don't get those flyers, they know how to reach you, and you'll be able to give that information.
Yep.
So, great stories, great job. But it's not just the people who are leaving pollution, it's the industry and the runoff, the waste product. I was shocked at the number of days that Long Branch and Belmar beaches were closed because of fecal matter and pollution, that you couldn't go in the water in this beautiful ocean that we have because of the way that we have abused our environment. The number of animals that we have seen strangled because of being caught in the plastic that we've thrown, the islands that exist around the world pollution islands is obscene. So, you know, when you talk about starting the Torah cycle over again and renewing and rethinking, it's not just turning the scroll back and starting with the words again. It's really about rethinking how we steward the earth. We were given this earth to take care of, and as you have so well pointed out, we don't always do such a good job with it. But there are people who really want to, and I appreciate you being one of them. Clean Ocean Action is an incredible organization, so I invite everyone to participate. But, as I have said, way too many times, if you enjoy the beach, bring a plastic bag with you. Pick stuff up that's left out there and take it with you. And so the day that you enjoy the beach, you can also be part of the cleanup of the beach and leave it better than you found it. That's who we are. So, Zach, you are an enigma, you know? You know, your mom and dad talked about the stubbornness that you show in getting things done. Mm-hmm. And this was sheer will, okay? As you have shared on a number of occasions, this wasn't your favorite thing to do, sitting down to study, right? Is that honest?
Yep.
But you did. You did everything you needed to do, and you've done it with poise and with grace, and you have overcome yourself to make this happen. And I've told you privately, and I'll tell you publicly, just how proud I am of you. So you're going to continue in your athletics. You're going to continue to challenge people to do the right thing. You're going to be the one that tinkers with things and creates some new real solutions to this world. So since you have broken all stereotypes, I mean almost all stereotypes, in that you are a Jewish man who knows how to use power tools, okay? You know, I expect you to be the one to figure out how to clean up these plastic islands, all right? To truly save the world that we cherish. I'm not going to go on, but you know I've got lots of great things that I know and feel about you. I've shared them with you. I'm going to ask that we go to the Ark, okay? And that Cantor and I are going to bless you. And then she's got some words that she wants to share with you because I know she's equally proud. And then she has a gift for you. Is that okay?
Mm-hmm.
So, one more time, are you going to?
Please rise.
May God bless you and keep you. May God's light shine for you, and may you know God's grace. May God be with you as you bring people close into your circle. Your friends are all here to let you know they support you, the families that love you, and the people who are impressed with the way that you are a leader, and that not just the lead off you take from the base, but the way you follow through. And you're not stealing a base, okay? You're taking what you can to demonstrate your effort to make the whole team move forward. These are not weak sports analogies, but it's who you are. And I want you to continue to grow that way so that you can help bring peace into this world. Amen and amen.
Amen.
Please be seated.
Zach, you did a wonderful job, and everyone here is inspired and moved by how beautifully you did. You are a 3-generation family. Your grandparents are members. Your dad and your aunt became bar and bat mitzvah on this bima. Your sister became bat mitzvah on this bima. And now you have become bar mitzvah on this bima. And that chain of tradition is very, very special. And every single one of your family is a treasured member of our congregational family. You have worked extremely hard. Most of the students who become bar mitzvah this year have spent almost a year with me virtually every week on FaceTime or on Zoom. And I remember sometimes, you had a few different spots where we had our lesson. But I do remember at one time this summer, there was construction going on in the house that you were not doing, and there was sort of some we always had some little challenges. One time, I think a car ran over your phone, so you had to switch phones. So many little things, as you said, you go along, you try your best, and things happen. But one constant was that you really wanted to do a great job, and that this is hard to do, and that you were worried you wouldn't do a good job. And that's a good quality, that you care so much about doing your best. And your mother and your father and your sister were there to support you, so you would believe in yourself and understand that your best is pretty awesome. And I hope that when you look back on this day and this entire process, that you realize that you learned something that was very difficult, and that you did a fantastic job. And you did that because A, you're able to do so, and you're very, very capable of doing this. And that whatever you set your mind to, you're going to be able to do it. And sometimes walking out of our comfort zone really brings us closer to actually some of the best things in life. I hope that you understand how much we care about you at this temple, and that we hope that you continue to be a regular part of our temple. I've chosen a song for you called Count Me In, and I think it's very appropriate because it's about being accountable, about fulfilling responsibilities, and showing up, which you are all of those things.
I have been wondering what this day would bring me. I have been wondering what more I can do. Now here I am facing the tour of my people, my family and friends, facing myself too. I have been walking beside many others. We started this journey a long time ago, a lifetime of living and learning together. With each new beginning, each of us will grow. So count me in, I can stand up and be a part. Count me in, let me find my own way. For I can be counted on, so I'm accountable. Count me in today. We're getting older, each day is a challenge. The more we are tested, the stronger we'll be. And we'll find the strength in the love that surrounds us, strength for ourselves and our community. Count me in, I can stand up and be a part. Count me in, let me find my own way. For I can be counted on, so I'm accountable. Count me in today. I've been studying, I've been practicing. You might think that I finished the job, but the truth is it's just the beginning, and I want to see what the world that I live in can be. Life's always changing, we're starting all over. A new day is breaking for me and my friends. Make a commitment, a covenant sacred. Choose to go forward, our pathway never ends. Count me in, I can stand up and be a part. Count me in, let me find my own way. For I can be counted on, so I'm accountable. Count me in today.
One more time, I'm going to ask that we rise, please.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתקדו ליוצר בראשית, שכונות השמיים ויוצר ארץ, ומושב יקרו בשמיים ממעל, ושכינת עוזו בגובה מרומים, ואלוהינו אין אור, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא, ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
We're on page 592.
When I die, give what's left of me away to children and old men that wait to die. And if you need to cry, cry for your brother walking the street beside you. And when you need me, put your arms around anyone and give them what you need to give me. I want to leave you something better than words or sounds. Look for me in the people I've known or loved. And if you cannot give me away, at least let me live in your eyes and not in your mind. You can love me best by letting hands touch hands and by letting go of children that need to be free. Love doesn't die, people do. So when all that's left of me is love, give me away.
Our weekly yard sites, those who have left their earthly course this week in years past. Ross Albert, Jerry Bernard, Arnold Burns, Lynn DeMatteo, Babette Koltenbacher-Flaum, Frank Froelich, Rosalind Falk-Guerin, Herbert Ginsberg, Darren Glassberg, Abraham Hirsch Goldenberg, Ludwig L. Jacobi, Rabbi Regina Jonas, Solomon Kahn, Lynn Katz, Herb Katzen, Renee Kay, David Kornitsky, Avram Kreidel, Joel Levine, Edwin Levy, Alex Messenger, Faye Moorer, Mark S. Nathanson, Elaine Rothman, David Schlisserman, Herman Solomon, Shelley Stern, Martha Weinberg, Michael Weiss, Audrey Wertheim, Susan Roxanne Wolf, and Louis Yoblik. Are there other annual yard sites being observed this week?
Jack Cohen.
We are in Shloshim, first 30 days, a memorial for Lorraine Rothman and Sissy Merlis. May they continue in our hearts. May they guide us. They've left our hands, but never our hearts. And may we bless the memories they've left to us. Kaddish is on page 598. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, be'alma divrach hirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chai echon of yom echon, uv'chayei decho beit Yisrael, ba'agala v'zman kariv imru amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevorach le'olam u'lamei almaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei dekudshah b'richu. Leila min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbachata v'nechemata, da'amiran be'alma v'imru, amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shmaya, v'chaim aleinu ve'al ko Yisrael v'imru, amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al ko Yisrael v'imru, amen.
Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru, amen.
So please be seated. I'm about to ask that we have a representative of the congregation to come up here and give you some gifts. But while we're doing that, who's going to be passing candy? Okay?
Alexa.
So you're going to get some candy. Don't eat it yet. I don't want empty wrappers in the sanctuary, and we haven't said a blessing over it. The purpose of this candy is to offer a sweet blessing for our bar mitzvah. Now, that means there are no pro scouts clocking your throws. Got it? Okay? And you are offering this gift of sweetness to, not at him, and not at the heads of the people in front of you. Okay? So if you need to move out a little bit when I tell you to make sure that you don't inflict this pain on anyone else, please do so. Okay? But first, Scott Schneider on behalf of our men's club.
Hello, Zach. You did a wonderful job. Really did, and I'm sure you made your parents proud, your family proud, and everyone here attending proud as well. And on behalf of the men's club, we're giving you a book. It's called Torah, the JPS B'nai Mitzvah Torah Commentary. It's the start of your Jewish library of books. And as I said in the past, in about 2 weeks, I'd like a whole summary of the book. Okay, maybe 3 weeks. It's okay. But again,
Wait till the season's over. Come on.
hey, he's a very capable young man. He's done many things, so I'm sure you could add this to the list. But seriously, you did a wonderful job, and best of luck and congratulations to you.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Appreciate you. You can give him a handshake or something? Fist bump?
Fist
or
bump.
Chest bump or?
Okay.
Thanks. Karen, can I impose on you? Yeah. Okay, come on up. I don't know whether Karen Seligman knew she was doing this or not, but on behalf of the sisterhood, I'd like to ask you to. No, I was doing that. Okay, good.
So my name's Karen Seligman, and I am presenting a gift to Zach on behalf of Sisterhood. I've had the privilege of knowing the Tuller family and Zach since I think he was around 3 or 4, so I've gotten to see you grow up a little bit. And in that time, I have known you to be all those things that your parents have said. You're an athlete, you are quiet until you're not. I know you to be very funny. I know you to be a good friend and to have a kind and loving heart. In short, you are exactly the kind of kid that makes parents proud, makes your community proud. And today we could not be more proud of you. Sisterhood gives you a kiddish set, so I am sure this is what every 13-year-old boy wants. I know it is, actually. So it may go into a closet somewhere, which I'm fully honest, Lyra's did. And it may stay there for 10 or 15 years until you are off having your own home. And hopefully it will travel with you to that home. And when you take it out, you will remember the pride and love of your community here at MRT, and you'll feel that always. We're so proud of you. Mazel tov. Wonderful.
Thank you.
You want a fist bump? Do I get one too? Thanks.
Oh, I'm not going out yet.
And then, on behalf of our congregation and the Board of Trustees, this certificate says it's official. I could have given it to you an hour or two ago and you could all gone home, but no, we wanted to see you do this, okay? All right? Karen said that the Kiddush cup and the candlesticks may go into a closet. You know, that may be, but I can promise you from my own story, the day after my bar mitzvah when I was thrown out of the synagogue, literally, and now here I am. So you never know, but I want you to remember that when it comes time to celebrate a holiday, take the Kiddush cup out. You can drink your juice or your wine out of that, remembering all of this just as easy as a glass you pull out, but this will have a whole lot more value and meaning. Got it?
Got it.
All right. So, you know the instructions, okay? We all know the instructions, right? Okay, and by the way, after you toss, the candy in his general direction, I'm going to invite anybody who thinks that they're young, okay? 99 below, if you think you're young, all right, you can come collect it. A, still can't eat it, okay? And B, please make sure you don't trample someone in the process. Okay, so take that book, and I'm going to put you out front, over here. Okay? And wait till I'm out of the way. Mazel tov. Okay, no more throwing. Come get it. Come. These are your teammates. Are you sure they're good?
Yeah.
Okay, then go back down. Okay, then go back down.
It's a good crew.
Okay. Cool. So we are closing with.
Yes, Brett was very, very concerned that we should sing this. We have a closing song, Brett's favorite, Ein Keloheinu, page 626, and it's very repetitive, and I hope you'll sing along with us.
Ask your family for
Ein Keloheinu, Ein Kadonenu, Ein Kemagenu, Ein Kemoshienu, Michaloheinu, Michadonenu, Michemagenu, Michemoshienu, Nodel Eloheinu, Nodel Adonenu, Nodel Emakenu, Nodel Moshienu, Baruch Eloheinu, Baruch Adonenu, Baruch Malkeinu, Baruch Moshienu, Atahu Eloheinu, Atahu Adonenu, Atahu Malkeinu, Atahu Moshienu.
Okay, you want your sister to come up? Okay, Alexa. For that, you want your my parents too?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mom,
And
Dad,
parents.
please come on.
Okay. So, for the sake of making it safe and all that, we have sliced the challah into little pieces. If you would like some challah, the holy thing about the challah is that it tastes good. Okay? But I ask that you touch one slice and take that slice. They all taste the same, so don't ruffle through them to see the one that looks best. Okay?
Nobody does that.
Okay. Are you ready?
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz.
So you give a piece to your family. May we be blessed on this day. It should be a Shabbat menucha, a day of rest, a Shabbat mevorach, a day of blessing, a Shabbat simcha, a day that we get to celebrate lots and lots and lots. But most of all, and you've given us this challenge, may it be a day that brings wholeness and peace in this world. May it be a Shabbat shalom. So Dr. Thompson, thank you for being with us. Cantor, thank you everyone for celebrating with us today. And ladies and gentlemen, start your celebration. Okay? Amen. Shabbat shalom.